Okay, I'm back with Q&A day, and this is part 3 in a 3-part answer to a question that our viewer Susan wrote in, and that was all about burnout. How do I avoid burnout in my business? I'm getting frustrated and overwhelmed, and I'm feeling like I'm just done and I want to walk away from it all. Okay, well, that is something that has been quite common, I think, for many entrepreneurs, especially when they hit about the 1-year mark. Because the newness, that freshness of building a business and figuring things out and maybe getting the certifications that you need or figuring out how to kind of set up the business, some of that newness of being an entrepreneur or a business owner is starting to wear off and you're into the nitty gritty. And so I broke this into 3 different areas simply because I think there's really 3 different things that could be going on that lead to burnout. And so in part 1, I talked mostly about understanding and connecting to your overall vision for your business, and then really learning how to delegate and automate, right? And I talked a little bit too about setting up your goals and your plan of actions. And then in part 2, I talked more about boundaries. I talked about really understanding the boundaries in your business as they pertain to not only your prospects, but your clients themselves, and how to set those firm boundaries and make sure that you have those in place so that you're not completely just draining your energy and your resources. Now, in this section, I want to talk about something else that I see happening so frequently with entrepreneurs, particularly those that are in really about the first year 1 and going into year 2 of their business. And that is a lack of structure. If you don't have a structure in place and you haven't taken the time to set a firm foundation for your business, then you better believe that you are going to hit burnout at some point. And the reason why that happens is because you don't have a system to follow. And when you don't have a system to follow, you start trying everything. You hear that, oh my gosh, the best place to be marketing is on Instagram, or oh my gosh, you should be doing LinkedIn, or oh my gosh, Facebook groups is where it's at. And so all of a sudden you're doing all these other things that you're hearing from other people, but they may not really apply to your business. Maybe it's not in your wheelhouse. Maybe it's not something that you truly want to do or you're good at. So could you delegate it? Possibly, but is it simply because you don't have that proper foundation set up? And chances are that's what's going on. In order to really build a business and one that you can scale, right? So let's go back to our 1 year, our 3 year, our 5 year. Where do we really want to take our business? Why are we starting this business? What's our vision for it? How's it going to impact others? How's it going to impact our life? What's the effect that it's going to have? Why is it important to you? You want to connect to that, right? And I said this earlier in the first segment, but then you really want to go into and look at, where do I want my business to be in a year from now, in 2 years from now, in 3 years from now? So what are the things that are going to help me to get there? Is it that you have to have a major marketing and ad campaign in place? Well, maybe, but maybe not in year 1. Maybe not until you start getting the profit in place. And are you the one that has to run all those ads? If you're starting to jump around to all these different things and you're creating the ads and you're trying to write the sales copy and all of that, you absolutely are going to hit burnout. So part of laying that foundation is to say, okay, where do I want my business to be? And what's the customer journey look like? If I'm a client, let's say you're acting outside yourself and you say, look, if I'm a client coming into my business, what's the process? What are they coming to me for? And what is the journey that I take them through from the time that they sign up to get maybe through a lead magnet, maybe it's a consultation, from that initial contact? Where do we go from there? Do I take them into a group program coaching? Do I have a mastermind? Do I have a maybe smaller program that I can start them with? And then from there, I can bump them up into a higher program. What is the ultimate goal? Where do I truly want to take them? Not just where is my business going, but where do I want to take my customer as well? They go parallel. They run parallel rather to each other. So my overall business goal, what's my customer's goal for working with me? You really want to understand that and get connected to it, because when you can get connected to it, it's going to be easier for you to then set up the actual plans that you need, the steps that you need to take in order to take your customer on that journey. And when you know what those steps are, then you can stay true to your business and stay focused on your business. Those are the steps that are going to be necessary that will keep you from jumping around and trying all sorts of different tactics. The only reason we start jumping around and kind of get off course or abandon ship is because we start looking over our shoulder. We start looking at what everybody else is doing because we're listening, with one ear out there as to, oh my gosh, this person did that. Oh my gosh, this is the latest and greatest. Oh my gosh, why haven't you tried that? But I can promise you this, the way that a business grows is that it has sales, right? You have to have more sales in your business in order to generate more profit. How do you have more sales in your business? You have to reach more people. How do you reach more people? You have to be you have to have more clients. How do you get more clients? You have to be prospecting more. How do you do that? Well, you have to show up. Now, what that showing up means for you, it could be networking offline. It could be networking on LinkedIn. Maybe that's where your people hang out. It could be that you are running ads, but you have to get to a certain level to really understand your clients and understand how ads work as well. And if you aren't well versed in that, then it's something that you're going to want to delegate to somebody else, but not until you start seeing the initial profit. Because when you start seeing the initial profit, it means that you're starting to understand your clients. When you understand your client, you really truly understand and can connect to your target market. That all starts by setting a proper foundation in your business. Without it, I can promise you, you are going to start derailing yourself and your efforts, and you're going to hit burnout much faster. So first, look at your overall business plan. Take a look at that, where you want to go, but then truly understand your customer. What's the customer journey and how does that fit in with your overall business plan? They have to run parallel to each other. Your customer is going to go through a journey while he or she is working with you. Where is it that they want to go? What are the results that they're looking for? When you can understand that, then you can start to develop the key ingredients, the offers, the programs, the courses, the masterminds, the workshops, whatever it may be that pertains to your business that's going to get your customer to their final end or their target result. Start with that, lay the proper foundation, and I can promise you it will keep you from burnout because you'll start to generate profit. And when you start to generate profit, it's momentum building. And when you build momentum, things just naturally start to take off. And it also creates clarity in your business. Action creates clarity. It's a game changer, okay? So that is number 3 in our 3-part series in how to avoid burnout. And I broke them into 3 different areas so they could just be a little bit easier for you to go through and take a look and see if any one of those, maybe all 3 of those things are the things that are really hitting home with you. And if that's the case, you want to make sure that you make some adjustments there because you started this business for a reason. Why is that? And where did that joy go? You can get it back. I promise you can get it back. It's just usually a few different tweaks and usually one of these 3 areas, okay? Thank you so much, Susan, for submitting that question because, again, I think it's something that a lot of entrepreneurs deal with, especially in the first year or 2 of growing their business. And again, remember, everything externally can only change when we change internally. So you have to take a look at where you're at as far as your mindset too. Are you stepping into a leadership role in your business? Are you acting like a true business owner? A true business owner has systems and structures in place. They understand their customers so well. They know them inside and out that they truly understand what the results are that their customer is after. So you have to start thinking in those terms. If you have a question for me, you can submit it to support@kimkellythompson.com, or you can also just simply write kim@kimkellythompson.com, and in the subject line, make sure that you put Q&A day. All right? We'll also link it down below. Thanks so much. I hope this has helped you.